Everyone that's the apostles and those who are Muslims in the world. Shalom to the hopeful elect who work to serve the truth. Shalom. So yeah, it's out once again, doing what we do every week, prophesying the end of this current rulership, this current kingdom, which we can see is closer than it's been before. We had come out over the last few hours. In Lebanon, it's been heating up, and that was as everyone was talking about peace talks with what's going on in Palestine, but now it's heated up elsewhere, and that's how these conflicts have been. Everything's working towards prophecy, and the Third World War, that's a prophecy, but also key as well is that micro-seeker, MOTV. That's something that we're seeing push forward as well. And even over here in the UK, we had Labour come back into power, and people thinking, there's something really going to mean something. Their life is going to take the time for the bell. They might get a bit more money, but the reality is continuation of the same. All these factors coming together to where it's going to shift to that full-on peace system where the current use of money, that's going to go out the window.
Isaiah 13:4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
Yeah, that's all these nations being gathered together for what? For warfare, for conflict. That's what's being built up. And it's all being done by what? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Like people are looking at it like, oh, why is this happening? Why can't we have peace? People have been talking peace from decades back. But somehow, some way, we're still in the midst of war. And then Exodus 15:3 gives you a clear answer as to why. Because the Lord Yahweh is a man of war.
This is the book of Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Yeah, the second world war, the second destruction is past, and behold, the third one cometh quickly. People would say like, oh, how's it come quickly? But in reality, what you have just after the end of the second world war, and that's where the two key players, Russia and the US, have been contending since then. And it's now we're seeing them coming to fruition. It's throughout the 60s, 70s, and 50s, there was nothing but proxy wars. And that's still going on to today. Right now within Ukraine, that's basically being used as a proxy, as a buffer against Russia for the rest of Europe. And that's how the Lord gets down with warfare. People have a naive thought that you might be able to transfer from one kingdom to another kingdom without bloodshed and warfare. But that example doesn't exist. Because in reality, when one kingdom passes to another, it's through violence.
And another point is where it comes quickly is time is measured differently through the eyes of the Heavenly Father. Alright, one day in the heavens is 1,000 years down here. So this is if you calculate, World War II that happened 1939 to 1945. That's a matter of minutes or so, like around an hour or so up to now. Alright? So that's an hour can go by like the blink like the blink of an eye. Right?
2 Peter 3:8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing.
Be not ignorant.
That one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day.
So this how quick it's coming. It's quicker than you believe. But these distractions make life seem a lot more like, the pandemic now so much like no, but that's still, the effects and the reason why that came in, why that was such a big thing are still playing in today's life that we're living. Right? It was done for a reason. It's moving closer, an agenda being fulfilled.
This is Joel 3 and 9 said, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Be your
that's all the different nations being mustered. And again, because with these conflicts, it's the same thing with World War I, World War II. There was that what seemed like a slow build-up, but in retrospect, that's now the first years of the war. Now the first conflicts in World War I, people thought it was just another standard local war. Same for World War II. It was just like, oh, Poland's been invaded. It was like, damn, well, okay, I guess it's going to stop there. But then it's now counted as part of that stretch. And in the midst, you go to what Matthew 24, what's it say, wars and rumors of wars. That's going to be a sign of it. So even those rumors where, and the thing is you have military operations where you won't, like the public won't know what happened until 20, 30 years down the line.
And even then, some of them, they never declare it.
Yeah.
There's one file, I was watching a documentary, they were saying the cage file on it, the science Liverpool, can't remember. They're waiting to get it still now. They're saying the government will never let them release that information. And why is that? They know the information facilities are essentially to have an effect to the current day. Right? But when you have other things like Jimmy Savile, him fondling the little boys, right, for many a year, and them not saying nothing until he died, they look at it and say, well, we can take the brunt of that. Because even look at it now, Philip Schofield, after the way he was scorned by the public,
yeah, he's already
society,
making a comeback.
He's making a comeback now,
like
and he's doing a desert retreat or something. Yeah, one-man show, and what? Fuck him, man.
comeback.
Like it's, and it's why people, it's the network, the movie that came out in the 70s. You should be angry. Like people should really be angry, man. Like the audacity that someone could screw a 15-year-old boy into a homosexual relationship, alright? And then, get hide it, get exposed, get hung in front of society, go away for a little while, come back and do a TV show for the profit.
Remember what happened with that kid? He just got sentenced to 6 months.
Yes, suspended sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like it's thinking about it, that these people, they're innocent. Especially these elites.
That's it.
That's part of their thing.
That's it. And they're really trying to soften the blow more than anything. Because now if we take it to the other side of the coin, you have these Jakes that show impeccable international self-trust. I'm thinking about a specific set of guys, but they're former footballers. Like anyone that has like a whole like
18, 19.
like being in the army or like playing a sport, you have there's a lifestyle you have to take on. So it's 5 formers or current former football players. They turn into the plug they connect. And they will generate it. When they bagged them, they said, when they nicked them, they found them with something like £300 million worth of like drugs, money and that, and all that. But them guys, they got like 30 odd years, 50 years, crazy numbers. Now if you think, obviously we're not into that, right? But with this society, how many, you had Conor McGregor last week, Colt type, fucking man, doing it, jumping up and down like a madman, booing and screaming. And everyone knows he's constantly alright? But that's part of society. Everyone looks at things up in the front. That's why the convention is a big thing for those that weren't doing Mary Wolf or whatever. Any part. Because they get off. Like once they get off, they're doing a line or two, they go to the club. That's their lifestyle. So these are people that are like part of the drug dealers, part of the fabricated society. But these pedophiles, not so much so. But they're trying to make it as to where, it's a thing. That's it. And again, I'm defending the drug dealers. The reason why they're doing that is because Jake are the main people that exploit that. fight their way out. The amount of guys that's boxing, they've got to make doing that, or make an example out of it, right? But if pedophiles ain't making an example out of it, they just quietly, spending years. But then the effect that they have on the children, they touch, and it goes on. The best way to even look at it as well, when you look at that, the whole, that the right? All that time, I know that people are being done. Everyone knows about their father's it's only afterwards. Now it's the thing, yeah, we talk about it before. But then if we did the same thing from this guy, there was an uproar and everyone started singing and doing those type of things. What would happen? There'll be an uproar. It'll go crazy. Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And yeah, that's the unrighteous decrees is how they have the law system set up, to where you can, like with two people can commit the same crime, you're gonna get a complete different sentence between the two of them. And that's a lot of how Esau's system gets down. Yeah, whereas it's like you might, like, you go into to trial, and it's like if you can't pay for a certain quality of lawyer, or if you don't have a certain relationship, then you're not going to be able to, you're going to go into the system and you're not. But then these guys that have money, that have connections, they'll be like, okay, to this guy, okay, make sure you do this for you, for your evidence, whatnot. They'll have ways to maneuver to where they can completely minimize the impact. And that's why you'll have those like footage, especially in America, where a cop will pull over someone who's been speeding, and then they'll be like, look, don't you know I work in the prosecutor's office, I work in here, I work in somewhere, some established part of the world. Like, I'm gonna talk to your manager, and he's gonna have your badge. Will you stop? You're wasting my time. And then afterwards they get caught up being caught, like, oh sorry, I was very stressed, I was like, but then in reality, that's probably, they've done that like 10, 15 times. They just happen, one at a time, just happen to, get out of the way. And that's really how these sort of things is set up. It's where it's to your benefit. It's really showing.
Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Real. India's on something. China's involved. So all these so-called weak countries. Verse 11 says,
I was going to say that these are nations that were formerly second and third world countries and subject to imperialism. The Heavenly Father shows you the power of the Heavenly Father. He's put the spirit upon it. If you would have said this going back 30, 50 years ago, and say, yeah, China's going to become a big power. And then we say, British are over in Hong Kong, fucking shit out of Chumley and them bitches. But then what they're clever. Having their way with their nation. Now, it's like they think that them niggas are learning Mandarin. They're like, no, they're going to be the next. So we better learn their language.
John Cena's over there speaking immaculate like Mandarin.
Yeah. That shows you the transition. They call it, the kids were calling it groups during the war. That's the way they look to them. Like, they're funny with them. They're so big. And now, them guys are running the show. And that's another prophecy in the book of Psalms about Noah being the watch on cast over Edom. I'm making what's on them. The Most High, the prison of Moab, for the sake of this destruction. Right? They have to play the part in assisting Russia in the destruction of America, which is Babylon the Great. So it shows you that's the power of Heavenly Father.
3 and 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither calls thy mighty ones. Thither calls thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Because now it's in the modern age, you've got the whole POCPS, where they're just kind of trying lumping everyone that's not peaceful into some nebulous term like POC that doesn't really mean it. And then in reality, that doesn't apply. If you say, if you're James, say you're a Jew that you go to India, where he lands at, they're gonna be like, oh, fellow POCs, now they're gonna be like, fuck you. So, like, that guy didn't like black. Everyone always talks about how Churchill was talking about Indians, the East Indians. But then how was Gandhi talking about, so-called Africans? That's the thing with these other nations. We're also despised.
I don't know if anyone told you, but racism thrives in
Yeah,
it's
still in it. That's the reality. But then they've kind of like, but then it's part of that whole like striving for
you're gonna say it.
striving for equality. Because with that, like we're saying no should be equal. Then it's basically one that's just impossible. Because one, how the hell is everyone can't be equal anyway? And then two, it really is just vegan. That's another aspect of the ecosystem.
Babylon.
Go ahead. Psalms 83 and 1, it says, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace. Be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies, they that be thee have lifted up their head. They have taken part in counsel against thy people, consulted against thy middle. They have said, come and let us have an offering for being a nation, and the name of Israel, in the name of the Lord, remember.
It's a scheme. It's a scheme where the nations came together. And that's, you go through the scriptures, that's not new. There are various times throughout the scriptures where you have different people, nations come together to basically work for the demise, the downfall of Israel. And this one was where there was, scheming so that the name Israel wouldn't be remembered. And then you go to how we are in the modern day now. You go to, people on the sign, so-called black, and so-called, West Indian, a neighbor, so-called neighbor. And call them an Israelite. What the hell are you talking about? That name has truly been completely disconnected from Israel. And that was done through what? The heathen. And Revelation 11 as well, celebrated by the heathen. Because why? It's the relationship between Israel and the heathen was never one of just coming together and being as one. Like the brother says, that's Babylon.
That's shows you it's history. That's what look at like say you look at the language. People think that we're hating this kind of person. You look at the language. The dark there's something wrong. Goes back to that. You're the son of you.
That's why the verses mention that all Bibles mention their dark just as dark and darker than us. And we're the only people that's gone through so many variations of names where it concerns our other just as a people.
And even to show you the things like within our culture, whether it be like English people's culture, Spanish people's culture, or if someone's black, like dark, they're usually going to be named black. Just black or dark skin, and then they name dark skin tone. Oh, that's black child. If someone's incredibly light skin, light tone, they'll call them, red or red bone or light skin tone or light skin child. That's how it goes. So it shows you that this is beyond the colour thing. But where it goes into is that Esau's had to establish those lines to really put him, he's basically turning the truth coming into a blessing. So whereby everyone else is over there, well over here. And that sets up the vibe where they can say, yeah, then they can perpetuate the idea of equality. Now you don't even come in and say, I'm better than you. You say, no, I'm the same as you. You're already coming from the root.
It says, Psalms 83 and 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab, and had the Reeds, the Baal, Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. That's it. The Edomites is something right.
That's really the defining line. It's like Israel's got a separate spirit, and then that, like, is exuded in our customs, in the ways we live and conduct ourselves, and that's like a separation. And that's what so chafes against the heathen as well. No.
Exodus 11 and 7. But against any of the sons of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that he may know that the Lord Yahweh Shai doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Gaps and lines within there where it's not going to be something that can be built between, because it comes down to the Lord don't want them. Those are different put there for the mindset. That's the thing, that's quality mindset. It goes back to the Tower of Babel. That's dumping where it's like, let's make everyone become one. All these different evils. But then, why is it to this day? That's the thing. It's like, some people be like, how is it 2024 racism still exists? It's because that's how the Lord wants it. I read this as well. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12. It says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. He professeth to have knowledge of the Most High, and calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our faults. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. And yeah, that's really how it is. This is why it's like, even, when Jake was in captivity, then that hatred did nothing but fester. And that's been between Jacob and Esau from the beginning. That's something that still plays out to this day. Why? Because it's in our spirits. We just can't, vibe with it. And that's how you can even see, like the brother said, it's not about, skin tone. Because it will come down to the spirit. You can have, a brother where you just look like a straight up white dude, but then you vibe with you, the spirit's different where you're like, damn, yeah, I can fuck this guy.
An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked.
Everything, and they tell me, because Esau does everything. Everything that was supposed to be righteous, when he does it, was made to make everything evil. Right down. Can't help himself, and that's what they do some violation.
Well, I know that's desperate.
That's iron rusted.
Like a charity shop? Yeah, church.
Isaiah 29:16, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's plate. Shall the work say it from the maiden, make it not? Shall the thing framed say it from the framed? He had no understanding.
But then we read in the law, it says the nations will look down, wise, understanding. So that's the two differences. You got the fools, you get those who are wise. Ultimately, the Lord shows us. The Lord is teaching us. That's the same. We're the Israelites, they're the Edomites. It's them kind of simple points that really pisses them off, because that's what puts in the matter that pissed them off in the first place. And the Lord chose us. And we got the birthright, thank God, they did it. This is Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
That's a very simple reason, right? And really, you can delve deeper into, if you was a wise person, you would ask, why is that the case? Why is it that the Most High loves Jacob and hates Esau? What's the difference between the two as far as why he would have a great affection towards one side and a great hatred towards another? And then even on top of that, when you learn who they are in this modern day and age, why is it that ones really feels are actually, they have the world in it as a nice people, ones that we love, they're in the worst of situations. Alright? Them kind of questions that, smart people will ask them, but a lot of people will say, this is the yes man, because of those points. Rather than going to this is why David says, I get understanding. You've got to go into the Bible and find out, the Most High, you're the whole nation of me. I'll punish you for all your iniquities. Just like a bad child. That's not my child. I got nothing to do about it. Where your parents must, embarrassed by your existence. But if that was my child, listen, I'm mopping the floor. I'm pulling the belt off my fucking waist. I'm beating him. Then after I'm telling him to go stand in the corner, hold up the yellow pages with one leg while I watch TV. Face the wall. I'm doing them deep talk and then I'm explaining afterwards. Listen, when you do bad things happen to you. So, discipline. That's what the Most High has done to us.
That sounds terrible.
That's what we're it.
It's good to us.
A quick one on that point. Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourges every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Yeah. See, the other brother said it, man. You on the street with some badass kid from someone else, you kind of looking at them like, not my son.
Yeah.
And then your son may even look at you and be like, yeah, I dare not do that. You know what I mean? Because I know what's going to happen to me. There's another one where it says, the Lord will count you as bastards. And not son. And that's why the Lord gave us a spirit of resilience. We're talking about it all week, like these nations, especially the Edomites, for lack of a better word, they're like the regime we've been put through as the Israelites. They wouldn't be able to go through it. It's just too heavy, it's too hard for them. You look at all the messed up shit we've had to go through. You know what I mean? Even economically, the setbacks we've had. With the hope of breaking through, so being so close and then smashed down again. Health issues. Just the way the society is set up against Jake, it's like, and we're still here, we're resilient. And that's why they've had to go hard in the paint with suppressing us. And that's an ancient thing. Even if you go back to ancient Egypt, scripture says that there was a pharaoh that rose up like Joseph. It's from that point they put us in slavery. Why? Because they was intimidated by our religion.
I just know they knew it was better because he was close to them, so they could benefit from it. Like labor.
Yeah.
The instinct to do that. This guy's blessing me. I need to keep them around, man. And he even said it, and then he said, I knew that. So when you was there, everything started going good, man. So I had to keep you around.
Even what's his name? Daniel. He got kept around.
Yeah.
To the point where he was second in command.
Yeah. President.
We had two different times for that Babylon. So only we was reading. So we look at some communities, rights. So Jacob over that. They make that.
It's at a point where, like you said, it's spiritual, but Jake can't even help their spending habits. Because most people have been brought up with a consumerist mindset anyway. man are going to school, private education, we're talking about on LD3, private education, the mindset of a leader from the age of 3. You know what I mean? They have been playing with Simon, all that shit. They're getting taught, listen, man, like, you need to learn to save. It's like 4 years old. You know what I mean? So, the way Jake looked at life and assets and liabilities is totally different. Man. Then by the time you do work a stupid little job, you get your stupid little pay at the end of the month. What you're going to do is go reinvest it in your
Six, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. So it's all about lessons. This is why we're supposed to be really so that's the whole information. That's the only knowledge that we need as well. That's basic.
And they teach you to regurgitate. And that's the difference between true intelligence and like just a person that regurgitates. Like in this world, there's certain nations that look at, oh, they got the smartest children. They're not smart. Like Noah. Noah ain't smart. He's just a good like regurgitator. That's all it is. And that's how even these examination systems and that, it's not really like how much you understand the topic. It's writing what they want you to put. On a marking criteria. Who is it? That guy over here. Housing guru. Samuel Leeds. He went to Oxford, yeah? And he went to like the finance department, like economics, finance, business banking. And he started questioning students, oh, are you from the business school? And he questioned about 20 people. And all of them could answer basic questions about finance. But they're studying economics and finance.
And there's definitely points over there.
You're obsessed on that. So it's like they learn information or put information in their head just to put it on a piece of paper. Or ask them, do you really understand what's happening from the beginning to the end of the process? They don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, that even goes into, because I always had this debate with one friend of mine about private schools. Now, really, that's a system. It's another system of play for the elite. Because even within it, research I've seen, they do well up until when they get to university. Because those private schools, they're basically cooking books. But we need you're paying all this money, you need to make sure your child, gets by. So we'll feed them the information and make sure they're part. So that, it keeps our ratings up and everything like that. It's a business. But then those people, once they get into the world, if they're not in the, the same kind of being facilitated to get through the system, being catered to, then that's when they fall into hard times. So that's why now when you introduce Jacob to that dynamic as well, all you're doing is you're really learning how to be a good, because the system's for Esau, alright? It's not for us. You can go there, you're going to learn the same things, but you're missing the key ingredient being the scriptures, knowing who you are, so you can actually utilize the information and, take the bones down and throw it away. Oh yeah, I need to think about money like this? Okay, cool. But if you have people there bullying you at the same time saying, oh, you're hard, it's so sad, your people as a whole, or you're a lucky one. So we're doing some conduct and shit like that. Psychological trauma. The amount of stories I heard of people that went to the private school and got bullied. It's not really the one.
They don't have the plan. Yeah. So you're just there as a number one, and you're going to make it. Look at them colleagues with me. So you have to have like mentors and stuff like that. That will teach you the real way. It's a system. So you can't have too much
how the system runs. Because really, it's like public school in its initial conception was just to produce like factory workers of a certain standard, where they could engage with that level of work without them needing to teach them how to read and write, how to like train them to get up at a certain time and behave in a certain way. It's all those capabilities to just be a factory worker, where
which is a skill because there's levels to it. I work in the factory. You can excel. No, I know what you're saying. So yeah, I'm just adding to what you're saying because it is adequate education to thrive in that environment. But as far as like shaping the world,
Understand?
you ain't gonna come out here and
Just putting a cap on,
on like
expectation.
you're gonna aid me in me building my business.
Because what the thing was before as well, they said it was like people would wake up like at whatever time they wanted to, and when it was like even when people were farmers or carpenters or blacksmiths or whatever, they could basically set their own work hours and whatnot, and like
To a
work at their
degree,
own pace.
you gotta wake up and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I mean as far as like when like if you work in the field, it's like you have like seasons where you kind of work, and then if you've got like if you're blacksmith, you might have to make a certain amount of like a certain amount of horseshoes, a certain amount of swords, a certain amount of hammers, nails, you know, like you can kind of set your own pace. But then with a factory, it's a different systemic structure. It's like since the what's it called, the Industrial Revolution, like now everything's kind of followed on from what was established there. Because was it Henry Ford, like in the factory, set like the 9 to 5 workday, and that's something that still to this day endures. Like what the 20s or the 30s or something. So these are all things that like a framework that was set, and now people think, oh, school is for X, Y, Z. They don't realize they're in a system that's basically putting a cap on understanding of the world. Like that was made for you to engage with the world in a certain way. And then you have the elites where, like the brother said, tutoring. Tutoring is how it was in the ancient world. You would have someone who's a master of something, come and then be like, okay, we're going to raise my son up and teach him this. He's going to teach him numbers, he's going to teach him how to understand certain kinds of literature, certain skills and whatnot. That's why you have apprenticeships. But then all that's basically been turned to, you know, aspects of each sort of system to what we use as a form of control.
Someone grab a control of the six.
First Ezra chapter 3. First Ezra chapter 3, I start at verse 9. And said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and whose side the king and the three princes of Persia shall judge that his sentence is the wisest. To him shall the victory be given, and was appointed. The first row, wine is the strongest. The second row, the king is the strongest. The third row, women are the strongest. But above all things, truth beareth away the victory. That's it, man. All these different go-tos out there. This is that. People going through life, exploring all these avenues. By the end of the day, what bears the ultimate victory? Truth.
And it's funny because of those things mentioned, two of them are using allegories as far as the truth. Wine and women. You know, the Holy Spirit is a woman, you know, Sophia, you know, you got to take care of them as a woman. That's your first one. And then as well, you know, like when you have different doctrines, different nature, there's the true wine, right? Then you have the king of course, which the king is the most high power. When you deal with Israel, when they said we want a king over us, the Lord said, you have a king, I'm your king. But he said, I'll give you a king so you will learn why you should have never asked for a king. That's it. That's what he said. Yeah, 6 verses.
Deuteronomy 6, verse 6. It says, and these words I command thee this day shall be in thine hearts, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Now, I really showed you a lot, because it says, these words shall be in your heart, right, which is speaking to your mind, right, they're going to be in your mind. teach them to your children, to your family, right? Because a man is really the governor of the household, right? Everything. Like basically they're the nucleus of the household, right? Now, that's why I said you should teach them when you lie down. You got to think about it. You lie down, when you're walking by the way, everything is meant to be the word. Because and really, when you set foot in the truth, that's what you become. There's not a moment that, well, this is what I really hope, because this really is very telling if it's not like that. There's never a moment where you're not actually thinking about the truth, like thinking about did I say the right thing in the video? That's how your plan is going all the time. And sometimes it can be so heavy to the point where you forget to judge a situation because you're still caught up with another situation you're thinking about, you're mulling over. Alright? It may be that for some, but the point is, that's how heavy the word should be as a point within your being. Right? Something that should be ruminating throughout your daily life. Alright?
Das ist die Besonderheit, dann ist die
And this is the thing. Go.
Now I remember reading like the picture Bible, like how to kids, reading that. It's like stories from that we still remember. And that's the thing, it's like with the difference between Jacob and Esau, that's a vibration that Jacob had. Kind of even they're not going to know they're Israel, but they're still going to have it resonate in their spirit to do those things. So I remember I used to read like a book of reading, got read till the covers fell off.
And then that book was brilliant.
Obviously, there was a bunch of white guys in there. But then, like, even with, remember there would be the VHS tapes, like different stories as well, different parables. Like, King David, going into King David and Goliath as well, going into the circles, up and down to the sea. And that's the thing, that's a reflection of it. But then obviously with those things are employed by Esau now. But then that's something that with being, woken up to the truth and meant to provide it.
But that's even what I'm not gonna lie. Reading when the only time I used to read was to go to bed. By the night while I fall asleep, I'd say, yeah, let me read a book, let me read the Bible until I get sleepy and then go to bed. The most action my Bible got was I put my Bible under one of my pillows, make myself feel protected and read it like that. But then once the thing that really captivated me when I come to the truth was when I got told of different stories. Well, Samson beat up 1,000 people with the jawbone of a horse. King David was clearing walls of cities. And in the book of Psalms, King David's praying to God, saying, thank you for giving us some enemy. That sounds like something. It sounds like a bar in a song when you're like, wheel it. I'm going to repair that back again. Did you hear what he said? That's what it sounds like to me. It gives me that same type of excitement. And where I'm like, let me read that, bro. But it's funny because it's some nigga shit, yeah. But I heard, it's just to kind of show the point. There's a song Fat Joe and Remy Marge released. Got someone else on it, I think it's French Montana. And Remy's entrance lyric, opening lyric is something like, I can't believe she shot a friend over a band. And I think what I'll do if it was my friend sign at the bar, it's like, it's like treacherous, like, but you think about it, like, that's the shit, man. That's kind of like a warning, like, listen, don't fuck with this kind of thing. When you read these stories, they're like, wow, the Most High really did that. Like, did that as a point. That was the whole meaning of that story. You go and read like books of judges, or you read some of the stories in Kings or Chronicles. different stories that basically show points. There's a whole book, Job, just a story about a rich man that got made poor just to prove he was faithful to the Most High. And then at the end, we were I want to say it right, tenfold. And the end of it, that was the meaning of the book. That's it. Well, obviously, right, no element of wisdom and wisdom and just kind of saying, wow, but actually, man, it's not acceptable. Now, imagine you trying to, when you really have, and this is why you understand the scriptures, when you tell the story of other people, like the children, for example, they can really get the crux of, it's like telling the story of the boy who cried wolf. So they know, oh, I shouldn't lie. I should, because then when I tell the truth, no one will believe me. That's the meaning of that story. It's one of those stories. If I do lie, I need to lie kind of gracefully so they don't
Listen, you had a lesson you're talking about. A lesson is, if you tell people to do the right thing, make sure you're doing the right thing yourself. It's like Eli and Samuel. Eli said, you know, when he heard a voice again saying, Lord, here am I. And Samuel was coming up underneath. And then years later, Eli fell over and died because he knew that his sons was doing wickedness in the temple and he didn't check them. And the Lord killed him. So that's kind of cold. Like the same guy, you know, the Lord used to come up underneath you. In years to come, the Lord spun the block and got him.
You said about how you relate the story to the children. When you look at the way it was set up by apostles and the way they told the story, it's different. And we all heard it come up from the church. We all heard the same thing. We never heard it in that way where he held us, you know, through our sin. So he made it so that he's going to help us, spoke to us in a way that we can feel it. You know what I mean?
Good examples of Yahweh in the temple when you know the money changes, papers and that. The way you hear that in the church is completely different to when you hear brothers going like, damn, it's like, oh, we made a whip. You're like, oh, that what? That was like, that wasn't a detail I knew existed.
That's like the black sheep uncle we have in the family. That, oh yeah, that's just how it is. Yeah, that's what he's doing the shit that no one, everyone else is more, you know, kind of, you know, controlled or whatever, but he's the wild one that he's like, he just doesn't have to do it. We'll make sense. That's it. That's how we are.
The worldly image of so-called Jesus Christ doesn't fit in with that. Like he's always smiling, patting you on the shoulder, rubbing the back of your head. How can that guy get a good?
That's the artwork where it's just there and it's like covered in light like this. And then the tables are just flying like, and then in really it's like, oh, they made a whip and it was like, man were getting lashed, like they were getting decimated. And that's the thing, it's just like, you go through the story, especially with the judges, it's like, it's rawness going down. Even, was it Adam?
When they all come to the fuck up.
Yeah, with the darts.
They were all shooters.
Legendary.
Anytime they were in close quarters, they were sticking everyone in the same place. I love that. The book of Samuel, see that. You know, it's like the Wild West. Everyone was killing everything.
It's like the Navy warfare. It's like the spirit came. Then he's dashing the javelin. I was like, wait, he's fighting the javelin? What? Like, man, the duck, the javelin.
Diamond room. And he's like, what? Shut the fuck up. You can imagine it,
You can imagine some Jake like,
he just detests him, like, this little nigga here always making me feel a bit irrelevant. I'm going to war and killing 1,000 people. He's killing 10,000 and he's coming because he's got the audacity to say Lord. Like, you can imagine how because you know things similar to see how that's the same kind of story.
Makes sense, man. Jake's spirit.
Yeah.
Like even when, even when David stuff up on him, cut to the garment.
Yeah.
The killed him.
Yeah.
guys, that's Jacob. You can't see Edomites doing shit like that.
And he meant it with the most utmost respect for
Respect.
doing it.
Yeah.
But obviously he was seeing it like, man, that ain't
got my life
respectful.
in his hands.
Yeah,
What's going on?
He weren't even thinking. He's thinking like no matter what you do, I'm always gonna look at it like you're trying to come up. Relax. So you know stories like that. But just a point that I thought we were gonna say. But this is the same. The way people hear us talk. What described the Pharisees said like, how do you know these things? How do you know, learn? Yeah, the writing, all that type of
Being
stuff.
unlearned.
Yeah, so you never really understood. You know what I mean?
So Deuteronomy 6 and 8, it says, "And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlet between thy eyes."
Oh, no, that's it. Things like that.
2 Timothy 3 and 16, all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High in righteousness, that the land of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Yeah, we're talking about all these things, and pretty much that's why the Most High had them to all of these things, so that we could look back on it, and it's like a faith boost. That's why we go over prophecy, even prophecies that have already been fulfilled. Because you have scoffers out there that will be like, okay, you guys said such and such has been fulfilled. Why do you study it so much? Why do you go over it so much? Yeah, because it's a faith boost. To show us, no, look, if Yahweh Shai said something's going to happen back then, and it actually happened, what about the stuff right now? That means it's going to happen again. So it's a faith boost.
Well, precept, right? Isaiah 42 and 9, behold, the former things that come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
That's prophecy. The word prophecy literally means to say beforehand. 2 Ezra 15 says that speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. The former things are past, there's things that's happened. You know, there's certain parts of the scriptures that's already been fulfilled. Some people that may not understand it, they're trying to apply it to now. And it's like, I see where you're going with it, but that's actually happening. That part of prophecy is finished. So what about the parts to come? And new things do I declare. So they're being declared. Do the math, man. That means there's going to come a day when the things you're reading about will take place.
Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, "Seest thou doing not? I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren, by the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy."
So the testimony of the Lord Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So the main, we talk about this kind of thing, because we're very, talking, bringing up different accounts and that in the scriptures. The Holy Spirit will have us do that. But what's our bread and butter for this time period? It's prophecy. Because that's the spirit of the Lord. And, if you're working with Yahweh Shai word, didn't the Lord say that? I will sup with you, I will be with you, and you will be in me. So when you're one with the Lord through the Holy Spirit, you're going to be in that spirit of prophecy. And prophecy is what's saying the things to come before it actually happens. The scripture says that surely the Lord's power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets. So starting with our teachers, the elder apostles, the elder bishops, even their teachers, the pure church and all, man. What's been happening? The word has been coming out, man. And it's been coming out so consistently to the point of the topics like market peace, all of that stuff. People could look at it, even guys in the truth, they could look at it and kind of scoff like, man, that's what they're talking about. One track ponies, yeah, but when it actually is implemented, you're going to wish it to be.
And we can't say it enough. That's the reality. You can't say it enough.
The scriptures repeat themselves.
Right.
You have prophecies that be repeated time and again, where they're still waiting to be fulfilled.
Even on that point, like you're saying, why did Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, why are they all said the same thing at the same time? Why was it relevant for them to be around, all together, saying the same thing, mind you, maybe slightly different. The way they word the things being said. It shows you how serious the message is. If I'm telling you, yo, your house is going to be on fire next week, I've got to say it once, especially if you ain't listening. That's like I've got to keep saying to you, I've got to keep running it down until you take heed. Like, bro, your house is going to be on fire tonight. Like, and on. This is the thing as well. You know, we're like a friendly reminder, you know. Yeah, okay, another week's gone by the way, the world's going to be destroyed, right? The world that you know is going to be destroyed, and it's going to be a moment where it's going to be very difficult, and you're going to have to make a choice. But then, you know, you walk past, and then, oh, you know, the Olympics happened, or World Cup, or now went out raving, got in one thing, they landed the next week, by the way, the world's going to end. Like, that's, at some point, had people, I've never seen them walk past the camp. They said, yeah, I see you every day, every weekend. Even when I've been out, random people bumped into me. I see you out. I see you, like, I see you doing that. So what would you do? Because you see them doing, like, must be serious, like, dedicating themselves to doing everything. That should really make you think hard. That's serious. Coming in the same stead as Noah. Noah kept saying it's going to rain when there was no rain, when there was a dew coming up on the earth. Alright? No one took heed. You know, to the point that brother says to somebody at nausea, where it's like, I'm going to shut the fuck up. Give it a rest. Come and drink some wine with us, man. Come get go there with you, man. Come link. I know certain man, if I was around him a certain way, be like, bro, you know what it is, man. Oh, man. But one girl, tell her friends to come, and, you know, you can fly around and do your thing. You know? That's what man would say to me. Oh, he was saying that you ain't gonna box for a while, man. Listen, bro, I know you, man. You look like this. Live life, enjoy yourself, man. Don't worry about that. You know, when it happens, you don't worry about it then. That'll be the mindset. No, that's how serious it is. You know, like, in time past, the prophets were really serious. Yeah. We've seen this. That's why we can say it before it can happen. Well, I think it says, like, visions. Yeah. Dreams. Yeah. There's promises. We've seen visions. Yeah. Where it's like, wake up, you're like, damn. That was like a little something to it. Which is why there's so much conviction in how we, you know, men are coming out, you know, years on end to say the same thing, right? It's Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. That's part of the proof. We're coming to the same step. If we're coming and saying, yo, this place is going to be destroyed, there's going to be war, there's going to be pestilence, there's going to be evil. That's done with what the prophets were about from the start. And it is to the end. Because we said, well, the testimony you have tried is the spirit of prophecy. And then this is just on what you just said. So like 1 Peter 4 and 4, it says, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excessive pride, speaking evil of them. Like you said, because you're like, look, you say with some box, you're saying have a good night out, man. Once you have this far for them. I've had 2 minutes. How about that? That's 1, 2 minutes. It's time to get serious.
Yeah, because these men are thinking of it like, they, you know, they might hear something unsettling, where they're like, oh, damn. When they find out, like, wow, that's some fuck. Something to happen. So I don't ever attack. But yeah, they do that. They feel better off. They wake up, they're like, I feel refreshed.
I was watching, just a quick point, I was watching this show on yesterday, I think, a couple of days, Gangs of London. It was that. Yeah, it's kind of hard. And it's an 8. When I saw 8, I said, yeah, them headshots, going to be headshots. Like, you know, the blood and all that stretch. I'm watching that, and I'm full functioning. I'm watching it, people get their head blown off, getting their butcher knives in their neck. But if you meet me, I'm just a normal functioning individual. You know what I mean? So you even imagine now on top of that, like, those are kind of visions that, like, she said that, blood will talk about it. We're thinking about, damn, what's happening like that? These people don't even know they can kill that. I'm thinking about these videos, brothers posting chats on, you know, videos online or whatever. They see some shit. I was judging the law. But then, oh yeah, we can stand here, yeah, I'm going to do that. Or work. Listen, man, you know, that's how it goes. This we got a bit, you know, the most I've given us the ability to think and ponder on these things before we able to function in this society. You guys that don't want to function with it, hear those things and just back out. That's the worst thing you can do, man. Whether you like it or not, it's gonna be you know, it's not gonna be a nice thing. The day you have to face it in real life.
That's when it becomes reality.
Yeah. Like, you see someone get, like, the police break their arm or fuck them up. You see the arm, you know,
That's even
terrorists,
like with shit now. It's like someone whenever you see someone getting arrested, pin someone down, like, get off there, get off. They'll start screaming and losing their mind. Why? Then you see violence even on that level, which is strange. Let me to have someone, you know, getting their leg lifted off, getting their head blown off, getting any kind of gore. Then it's just people pass out. A lot of people just faint. There's people where they break their own leg, they look at it, they're like, oh shit, they pass out. They don't even, like, they can't even process the level of pain they're dealing with. And that's, imagine, we're the warning before these things come to pass. We're really saying, like, yo, get your mind in gear for what's to come. But then that's as with prior warning. It's like those people that were thinking like, you know, what you guys doing? Just chill out for all steps we can to. Just chill.
Sirach 39 and 1, it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation, seek out the wisdom, all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy.
Occupied in the voice. And that's not just what the scripture says. Blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear. Because on the contrary, that those who have eyes that they should not see, ears that they should not hear. That's one of the reasons we're talking about
We're not doing it, but I'll pass.
That's the reason why they do stuff, because even though we're telling them through the book, they can't see it. Just like with Noah, he was out preaching for 120 years. You must have had man that was 5 and now they're 65, and he's still preaching. I'm a big man now. I've got 4 children. I've got grandchildren. They're still chatting this shit. Got some rain, but the thing is, rain wasn't a concept back then. So it's the same thing. Yeah? The scripture tells us that it's going to be war and destruction on a level never seen. Just like rain was never seen, the level of destruction that's coming has never been seen. So unless you've got the spirit from on high to perceive it, you're just going to look at it like, yeah, let's just go get some box. Because the mind can't compute it. You know? And that's why this is for the election.
And that's why the scriptures also say that what is it, you fear the Lord and you persuade men. Just like you mentioned earlier before, right? That basically the reason why we're driven to come out there because we already know this is gonna happen. You know, and it's gonna be like far out there, man. Because we can't even like understand it. So our thing is we want to get out of that situation. So we can work the way that we do right now. You know? So I got a quick precept. Yeah, this is 33 verse 4. It says, then whosoever hear a sound and taketh not warning, if he saw it come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. You know, so hey, people gotta take warning of what we're saying, because we're the ones that have the vision, the real understanding of what's going on. which is hideous indeed. So that's all I got.
Zephaniah chapter 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry their bitter. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds.
It's only a moment in time. No, it's going to be the absolute contrary. And that's why we're constantly doing what we're doing. Like, you think we just come out here, just to do what we're doing, just for fun, just for show. No, we do this because we see what's coming down the pipe, right? And what's coming down the pipe is going to be like a lot of deaths, all various kinds of destruction, and that's going to be the left hand of the Lord that's going to, do the damage that it's going to do. So again, we want to go straight.
And what I'm saying is that you can watch these shows and then go work, chat to the woman, just act normal. But in that day, the Lord's actually going to put a spirit on us to laugh at these things. Think about their dead bodies in the streets, all kind of horrific shit. People are going to be burning out. People catch heart attacks from seeing like trauma in schools. Even getting the medical role, they have to provide within the training to be like a first aider, paramedic, or doctor, trauma. You have to get accustomed to seeing fucked up shit. Like a man falls off his bike and the flesh of his middle finger is scarred. You're looking at his raw bone. You can't get bugged out at that. But the average person, they get bugged out at that. So it's like the Lord's gonna put a spirit on the
Nail comes off.
Oh
my God.
Looking at someone else to, So how is it gonna be? And that's gonna be one of the defining factors to see, like, for these people to know who's the men of the Lord. Because when they're bugging out and they're starving, Scripture says we're gonna be laughing and eating. So the distinction is gonna be made.
Say this things like that. Take a walk right now. They face it. You ever seen in certain places
still making noise.
Well, I believe the reason probably why they shut down the other side have all the users on Twitter where they can really have get the channel that have true mentoring on the people that are really good. Because if you see man, to the point where each one can say, okay, if you want like YouTube for when you go to Wizard's social media platform, Wizard YouTube account, someone at the website, like rappers, they might go to the website, they'll show their music videos of them, they'll buy their merch and everything, and then you be waiting for more information. But now, if you have this platform, YouTube, or
you go to Instagram for this, go to Twitter for this, go to YouTube this. Because even when it's like blogs as well, because like a lot of like news and whatnot, people have like their own blogs where they'll kind of like update but then like that shit like stops as well. I don't even know. People might still do that. But then now it's what's the thing called? But there's a platform even for like making blogs. No, not only fans, it's No. It's they just do like subscription for like explosive news.
Luke 8, 10 says, "And he said unto you, given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High, that seeing they must receive."
Salvation of the righteous. At the end of the day, they're going to go. You don't see it.
Joe King, I'm thinking about it yesterday. You know, you might still be back in Jake. Right, he was straight, man.
Because even me and Jake, comes with obviously stipulations. Yeah. You can't even just exist as a Jake, even if you don't know. That's the thing is like people will accept that. For like, oh, people will say like, oh, you know, well, it's you know, you can't help it. You're born in a certain country. You might be born in a war zone or whatever. But then when you come to the scriptures, all of a sudden they can throw, you know, like the Lord doesn't do those. But that's how it is. There's been a certain people who are chosen. Then there's, you know, stipulations that come with that. And then there's those where mercy's been received. It's been taken, you know, no mercy being had upon you. And that's just what you got to deal with. And people, you know, in the world now, they say, well, you know, wrong place, wrong time, or whatever. You know, unfortunately, was born in that country, that time of the year. But then, you know, that's where all that reality is going to come. And people are going to have to, you know, deal with that and address it. Right now, you can escape from it. I've got just a quick old website with Substack. I remember it's a lot like these news reports. They'll do their own crime. So it's like every kind of news where you just go to, like you might go see it, you might go now you can just follow someone on the Substack, and even that has like a platform. So it's like everything's centralized, and like, you know, what I said, it's really going to the beast system. Because everything's kind of with Twitter as well, with X, what they've done is monetize it. That's a big part of why people want to engage with what's going on Twitter. You get money for that. They'll be like, ooh. And that will draw people in. And they'll do it. They had it linked up with crypto before, but then they took it off. Then it's kind of, you know, laying the ground. Amos 5 and 10, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. So yeah, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. And that's been the role of the prophets from before. Like even with Samuel, when he came to the town and said, you know, like what you come to do, they're asking like, you know, don't worry about getting cursed out. And that's been the vibration of like how the prophets are when they're about. That's why it's like, you know, when we're speaking against a place, you know, people stiffen up, they'll feel a certain way. They're thinking like, damn, you know, why are you doing this? But then that's how the Lord has to serve people.
Favor, right? I'm gonna deal with the improvement, and that's how you really got to look at it. You know? Anyone got it?
Jeremiah 28:8, it reads on the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
That shows you a lot, alright? That the prophets, the Heavenly Father, and a lot of people, you know, because like you mentioned Islam, you know, Muslims put on like that button, the word prophet, like a buzzword, like in areas, like, oh, you know, Islam, you know, but no, the prophets are the mouthpiece of the Heavenly Father, right? Like the brother spoke about before, the Spirit being put on various people today. You can have a run one of these people on the road. They could have been already a prophet, or they might be in the future in the sense where they have a dream and then they jump on YouTube and say, man, I had some dream there was a black man in a UFO and he set fire on America. And then there was black people and, you know, Hispanic people getting beaten up out. What does that make them now? Prophet or a prophetess. Alright? That's really what, you know, there's a, you know, a whole different allotment in terms of how high, you know, where the Heavenly Father is appointed us that we learn for the sake of speaking out against great kingdoms of war, evil, and pestilence. Alright, which this world as we know it, run by the Rothschilds, Rockefeller, DuPont, getting so all these rich banking elites. That is what they perpetuate. Right? You had an article that come out and there's a video on YouTube called All Wars Are Bankers' Wars. Alright? And it goes into how the banks profit off of warfare. Alright? You just had the British government come out recently and say they didn't say they're gonna stop, they said they're gonna reduce sell to the state of Israel by giving them guns and everything.
I think it was like one or two models of weapons. I think overall it only affected like maybe 10 to 4% of sales. So it's not even like people were talking about like it was significant, but then it was again like that. It's not really impacting us as far as what we're doing.
So that really tells you the rule, man. Because you know they say them things, but in reality, you know they're funding these warfare, war, evil. Like if they told you the stuff, the chemicals that was in your food, and the different things that they use in your food to make it as to where you have to go to the hospital, or you have to prescribe certain medication, treatment for whatnot. Alright, that's evil. That's a bad time. You find out you've got cancer. That's a bad time. You find out these are bad times. Or you find out inflation is making out so they can't afford to do it. Or you might have a freehold in the house, and in some way the bank comes in and swoops in, or someone swoops in a bank or the powers of sea, remove their, you know, your property off your hand. You say, wait, hold on, I've put me through. This has been in my family for many a year. And then now it's lost. That's that evil, man.
That's one of the biggest forms of hell you can see, uncertainty. And that's part of how these sort of systems function. We talk about the legal system, about how what they call a two-tier system. But then you might be doing something where it's a legal grey area, but then because they might just decide, you know, we're going to make an example of you. You know, normally like the last two guys got off, but just for you, we're going to fuck you over, especially on. And that, you know, that's something where it's like, damn. And it's like with taxes is a big part. It's like with tax evasion, everyone in the country is evading taxes to some degree. But then it's the people that can get away with it, and the degree to which they can get away with it is completely dependent on who you are, the connections you have. And that just shows how, you know, this place is corrupt. The unjust weight, that's why you can't have an unjust weight or a law that's completely vague and you don't really know what it's talking about. It's still wickedness.
Okay. Isaiah 24:4. The earth ruled and faded away. The earth ruled and faded away. No language faded.
Not having to stop the roads and stuff.
Isaiah 24:2. It shall be as with the people so with the priest, as with the servant, so with the master, as with the maid, so with the mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker, so with the giver to him.
You know what that brings to mind? I know it's going to go into it, but it brings to mind Revelation 13 chapter. You know, rich and poor, free and bond. No one's going to escape. This is something that everyone's going to feel important. Front.
Sí, bueno, a ver,
Verse 3. The land shall be utterly empty, utterly spoiled. The Lord hath spoken this word. Verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languishes and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Verse 5 says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah, that was something that, you know, when the land of Samaria had a bunch of heathen plopped into it, they learned it's like, you know, when you break those covenants, you don't live by certain tenets, there's a punishment that comes to it. For them it was intensified because they were in the land. And then there's something that applies in general. A good example to always go to is the land Sabbath. You had what took place in the US, the Dust Bowl, where you had like you
can only take a picture of the sign.
The time to recover, restore all those nutrients.
Big things happening right now is a lot of people lack trace minerals. It's not the same as it once used to be. That's why a lot of people supplementing with different, you know, vitamins, minerals. But you're really meant to get that from the food. But because the food's been so tangible and, you know, they talk about it so much, I really question it. Right?
Oh, yeah, it was.
The clouds,
Which is what makes it.
that's the problem. Right? That is the disease. This disease. Like someone has lack of iron, we have low energy. You're going to feel like, and that's one of those Jake get that a lot, because it tells you that life is in there, your blood. And that's one of the main contents, ingredients within your blood that keeps you going, man. You have a lack of iron, you don't want to fuck with, you know, you're going to be one of the problem. Because you're going to be like, I'm feeling that, but iron, no, man. I need one of them, I need one to go for you on the side. Yes. I need some peanuts. But, you know, that's the kind of thing you deal with.
Right, yeah, it's
I was going to say, the majority.
Yeah. Well,
We took it back.
And I think like maybe like 80-90% in the US anyway, so 80-90% is going to be like those big mass productions. And then even then, I was watching something, it's like because of how, once they mechanized like growing crops, you then basically have to have like subscriptions and deals with like John Deere for their technology, and then that influences how you can even like tend to and deal with like growing crops. And then as well, it's like if you can't even risk doing natural methods, because if you miss one of your like one harvest, like you're basically going backwards. Most like I know in the UK, I think almost all farmers are supplementing, and I believe it's similar to the US, just so they have locally grown stuff, even if it costs more, and just so that the war goes up or whatever, there's a supply with the line of supply. But it's free, it's money. That's what's made it. So they have such a fucking ruthless approach to it. Because the reality what should be is you should then think about, okay, how are we going to deal with it in the long term so that's sustainable? But then especially with America's not a place built to be sustainable. It's what's the war, man.
Are allowed to use the film The Homeless? It's only two.
I don't know. I might have watched two.
Two talks about so the boys, instead of boys, they come together. The corporation is trying to create
Yeah, Bill Gates like bought up both the agricultural land in the US, and it was why during a crisis, during when it was a pandemic. And that's the thing is seeing it manifest in reality. You know, what I was talking about prophecy, saying like, oh, you know, why is it that you know, people say like, oh, why are you still talking about it? But it's piecing but then it's piecing them together. People don't have the spirit on them to then be able to see it for what it is.
Yeah, this is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Yep. So basically, everything we see that's happening, the sign is either think tanks or forums that are being held in the dark, away from the eyes of the people. So when you see the food being manipulated, that now these chemicals, GMS, red hat like 20 ingredients, and really about 3 ingredients red. There was a cancer. Someone sat down and said, this is,
I got a photo of
when you see the farmland, right, and they don't bring forth certain foods with certain level of virility, there's a reason. Or vitality, should I say. There's a reason why that's the case. Alright? Read on.
Go back to Mike, because I had Psalm 64.
No, read on my part.
Yeah, I'll begin by reading the first verse.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Right. You go to the book of Job 9:24 when he tells you the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right there, that's the culprit. Go to Malachi, he told you the same thing. Right? The orders of wickedness. That's why these things are happening. Read them.
Yeah. And it reads, and they covet wells and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man.
That's not Monsanto, right? You know, I mean, let's take guns out and they utilize it. Throw a seed in there, and then they're going to come violently with their lawyers. You think, no, I'm going to go to court and say, please don't did it. You sprayed your seeds over my land and your children. You're going to take it out of the way. Then even like you got into the news, told them that saying literally the same thing. That's what he done. He sat down and figured out, okay, overseas, so how are we going to get power over the food supply? You know?
You said it earlier about how he sort of does everything opposing the most. Yeah. They make they grow salmon very fast, very well. So recently they make them grow from the inside to that side on the stick.
Habitat.
Yeah.
And then when they do get around the real salmon fly away from this real salmon. They know. They fuck up, they say, hell no. I don't know what you are, man. Good, let's go over here, man. They'll be hopping up the fucking get away from them. They're official free eyes. So they got this ice cream. whatever they've done from salmon, the engineering, the benefit.
What's it say in the law? You know, don't eat something that dies of itself. So if you're dealing with if it's getting tumors to where it's going to drop dead, and it's like that means it's not good. You know, something.
That's a dead giveaway, man.
That's what he was
The third verse relevant?
Yeah, well, kind of, I'll read it.
Yeah.
It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold against this family, who are devised in evil, for which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go heartily, for this time is evil.
That's it. And all the things they've done is going to come back upon them.
Jesus said, finishing Isaiah 24 and 6, and it says, therefore, I'm reading it. 5, it says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured them, and they that dwell there was lesser.
Judgment played out. That's the thing. It's like the pride of Esau, changing ordinance, completely messing with how people function on earth, is thinking there's going to be some longevity too. I think it's going to endure and persevere, for 500, 600, 700 more years from this point. But the reality is those things are being done as a marker to be like, this is why you don't do these things. This guy's going to have an example made out of it. So, I mentioned before, that's what you'll get Esau's judges in his system be like, okay, we're going to make an example of this guy so that people don't break this law by food. That's what's being done, just like when you go back to Egypt. And as it says in Romans 9, Pharaoh was hardened to make an example. Now we have Esau essentially being hardened to an even more supreme degree, to be an even greater example. Jeremiah 51 and 6, it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in thy iniquity, for this is a time of the Lord Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. And yes, a recompense. Because it's what? For the way they've conducted themselves, the way they bear rule, the way that they've lived. That's basically been what? To destruction. Because as it says, if the days weren't shorn, there'll be no flesh left to be saved. So what we're going into, like with, making frank, making these things, it's like transcendence. Where you had, what's his name, Johnny Depp become like an AI. Then they said as soon as he went to the internet, like he basically taken over the whole earth. These are the things, these are the nature of things that Esau's messing with, where he can't even put the lid back on. It's like once you
or at least want to give the image of the park.
Yeah.
The reason why I was going to say, the reason why I'm saying that is because if he says, I saw my hands, then when people die in homes, everyone could just go, oh shit, how the fuck did this happen?
He needs to do anything.
Whatever it takes to stop it, we'll do. I've got to right where I want to be. So that's what I'm saying.
Because I was going to go from, it's like when they take like a particular kind of like plant or animal from one country to another, it fucks up the ecosystem. It's like there's things that it's playing with where it has that impact. Because like Yellowstone, the nature reserve, it used to be like slush paradise when they hunted the Yellowstone wolf, and then that just fucked up the entire ecosystem to where now it's barren. And that's like it's an example. There's like I think a certain type of frog was taken out of two. So they said, oh, this frog it hunts this particular animal in another country. We'll transplant it over, and then it will basically clean up the environment there. Then it fucks up the environment because they overpopulate. Because the one I didn't even know was like tumbleweeds weren't even native to the US. They brought it over from overseas, and then it grew to becoming a problem where they'll like grow into those weeds and then like take out houses, start fires, all that shit. So that wasn't even originally there. And I was just thinking, like, imagine you just completely fucking decimated to the point it can't recover. But that's Esau's spirit. He's basically thinking like, yo, he thinks he knows better. But then once, you know, we're living in an example where you've got a key example to go to where they ain't the truth.
Just to bring you forward the scripture, like you mentioned, so he knows best, right? Like the scripture says, his pride deceiveth. And that's a hell of a lot of pride to think you're gonna re-engineer the lost creation. That's crazy, man. That's all yeah, it's crazy, man.
I'll go a bit more. So it says, verse 7, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord Jehovah's hand that made all the earth drunk, and the nations are drunken for wine, therefore the nations are mad. Yeah, they've all followed his step. You go into, you know, you go to India, you go to Korea, you go to South Africa, you go to all parts of the world, there's going to be all forms of research being done. There'll be different universities trying to look into how can we edit, you know, the human genome, how can we adjust this, how can we re-engineer human behavior in this way. They've got all these different means and forms of things being investigated. That's basically following in the stead of Esau, where he's basically thinking, I can outdo the Most High. Says what? Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. And yeah, what's the end goal? It's going to be done away with. It's like Pandora's box. Take the zone, where it's like, you know, once you open it, all those evils went out to the world. Now, ironically, Esau is the evil. So he's been out into the world, and now that's him doing his job.
First chapter.
Yeah.
How they were like people, banking folks that infected everyone. That's why enemies had such a strong tone. Think about it. You know, Alexander came out with that's what I'm thinking like around. Okay, you might know 300 BC, somewhere around that. But the Holy Roman Empire put French, put Greek as a key language on the whole earth in like, 300 years later, under the Eastern Council and all that. The main language went from Latin to Greek. So you think about how much that fucking Hellenism had a chokehold on, our people, man, to the fact that they perpetuated during the time of the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's like when you deal with like being American, being these current cultures, American excuse, that's completely affected the range to where it's like cultures like guns, the Wild West, frontier, like that kind of cultural image of America, they're really affected to where now, they'll be willing to go and kill people to keep that image alive. They're like, I love America. Why? They, in America, you build yourself up to a certain level. But then there's
there's a level of hatred anything about America, they can feel kind of weird about it.
personally invested. Yeah, they feel like it's part of them. If you criticize America, you see examples of it that will say, America won't say like, America's the best at this, or America's the greatest at this. They'll kind of compensate for it. But it's like over here in Britain, it's not the same kind of vibration. Yeah, that American spirit is unique. And then, like I'm saying, with the Hellenism, that was a particular vibration that endured for a very long period of time.
America is essentially a revelation where it speaks about in and out. You know, the time, even with the men, I always think about the metric system in America, just make everything bigger. Someone lives for 100 years, they make 225,000. 225, that sounds like a lot. So someone that squats 500 pounds, it sounds crazy, but you can't reflect. You know, even when you deal with like $2,500, we'll say that 2,500, so it sounds a lot less. But that's how it's spirit. Like, no one really, you know, people don't really see like that's a big thing. But it is, it makes everything about
We get a smaller one.
you might have cooler people in other countries driving smaller cars, but that just gives you a feel of like, you know, big, great, yeah, it's great. Everything's substantially bigger. And the reason is because grandmaster as well is an upgrade. It's places that ain't really been, you know, developed. That's why you got your games flying up to the mountain. They want to, you know, farmland, even Kanye was saying it, saying America for sure. But he knows that he's got a certain tax bracket. But a lot of normal people don't understand that. Hey, I can go out there and buy land and build my own house. They don't want to learn that because that's coming. They want to colonize people, kill everyone on the earth.
What's it? Leave the world behind. When you see the city, you what the city where it had the most chaos going on. You don't even see the fullness of it. You see like, oh, they cut off the bridges. They even what do you call it like that as well? The Dark Knight Rises. Where they cut off and off. Like no one can get in, no one can get out. And then it was just chaos and shooting. Went back to medieval times. And that's how easily it can happen as well. Like the UK is a good example, it's an island. Like you just can't walk is a good example as well. You've got bridges, allowing them to more than exist. And they look at certain routes, how they start the bridges and then it's, you know, last night, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking what it says. That's what you did it, I am next for the bridges. And he had a movie, Escape from New York as well. You know? What's his name? Iron Man, Han Solo. No. That was funny. It was Blade Runner. Yeah. Anyone got a picture?
One, now we receive the privilege that is coming to our Lord in our side and not yet. By our gathering, that we be not too shaken in mind, nor be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as for us, as at the day of the Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, that they shall become separation. Forming the way first, that man of sin revealed the son of perdition, who positive and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship, so that he adds the Most High representative of the Most High, so himself is trying to see the thing. There's one particular guy named Amazing Easy, right? But back in the day, side of the bride. And something has opened his eyes. He's now he's not really on either side, but now he's all the time. When he used to back, you know, it's all the people say, well, now he talks about his ignorance, but he calls it lineage of evil. He knows something. He knows now.
No, exactly. But that also should have.
Maybe see how it's working. And now he's obviously talking about the way they utilize it. It's a good thing, you know, except everybody else is coming out now and saying how would they read it. That's at the highest level.
No. But there was another stream that was another stream that came out. Israelite basically. So it's one of those things. The word is out there. Like, this really shows you what's going on. That's where it really shows you right at that time.
A lot of them as well. A lot of them they've been watching like for a minute, or they've been aware, but they might have just not said anything. That's really like the vibe of a lot of these celebrities. That's why that's the thing. It's like what's going on. Diddy is just an example of what everyone should talk about. And there's like a lot of these things. It's like no, it's like people be aware of Israelites kind of hidden away. I've got a precept saying Isaiah 14:16. It says, They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and this the man that made the earth to tremble, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, opened not the house of his prisoners. That's really how these nations are going to be looking at Esau after he's taken down. What's the image right now? How are they looking at it? They're looking at this glorious, magnificent, the smartest, the wisest, the most powerful. Which is why it's such a switch. Because I've seen Ecclesiastes 10 and 5 and 6. I've seen servants on horses and princes walking the servants upon the earth. Everything been flipped on its head, to where Esau, the least of the heathen has been elevated, and now we're seen on a global stage as a prominent leader. But then how Jacob, they're shunned, they're seen as lesser. But then, the scale's going to be taken off their eyes, so to speak. They're going to see the truth of who they've been engaged with. Because you said before that the only way Esau can himself be at the top is love. Look at everyone accepting how they see things. That's why even with the laws set up with establishing his own laws, which allows his own outlandish ways of living to them become normalized. A good examples of like steak. Eating steak, if you have to say you want a steak well done, when you talk to anyone, another Jake might even say, what, well done? What? Why are you doing that? So don't you want to have at least medium? But then
I was going to say, but if they had any understanding, there's certain cuts of the team that you can see enjoy it if it's well done. So that's kind of like a certain narrative being perpetuated with that kind of ideal. Because it's like certain parts, then other parts that they like, if you cook it well done, you've got to cook it. Might be a piece that if you don't or something like that. You want this, I want cook it, sear it, it makes it juicy enough to, enjoy it. That's it. That's it.
Charcoal on it.
That's the excuse for them to eat bloody meat. They can't help it. They eat beef steak. That's cereal for like 27 cents.
Yeah, I remember I used to work somewhere. The guy said to me, so how you like your steaks? I said, huh? He said, blood. I said, yo, man, butt's fucking a vampire in real life. Man said blood. Like, I was traumatized. I said, yo, you asking steak for blood? And then, I got told, yeah, we're not allowed to serve steak. That shows you something. I think in the UK, they established they said they can't do it. So you're eating something that you slip on the real twice. But, we can't put that. It's too risky. That says a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, that's like a lot of these like deep sea creatures, man, these crustaceans from the abyss of hell under the waters. They're like the way they have to be dealt with. A good example is like pufferfish, where you have to particularly cut around and deal with it a certain way to make parts edible, because if not, then you can just drop dead. Which then you just make you feel like, why on earth would you engage with it? Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable son. And as the raven, those that are slain thrust through the sword to go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden on the feet. Thou shalt not join with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Yeah, that's at present that renown exists. But why? That's part of gross darkness covering the people. Where they're looking at the Esau and they're thinking that's righteousness. Right now it's like what they think. People think, what's the term? Love is love. People think supporting any form of love is actually a righteous and just thing to do. But then what's downstream of that decision? What lies? Death, disease, confusion.
That's just way further down the line.
Yeah. They said it was like he was messaging like something that was between a 7 or a 9-year-old. Like what the fuck? That was what he said. Yeah. I'm saying the baby. So,
okay.
It was a boy between like 7 and 9 years old that was being sent multiple messages, multiple videos on WhatsApp. Like, so I'm just thinking, hold on, so
what I guess the thing they want to disclose what's the video. Like my only guess is that you send them tips into big video or like access criminal.
I'm assuming that's a good
They would stagger how much do you really trust them as far as their judgment? Or are you manipulating them, using them for your own sensibility?
And that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
It's an agenda, which, you know, that's what they want to end goal.
Let me read this. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death adder that stoppeth for air.
That's how he saw respect. He was from day up, as soon as he sprung out the ground, he was made for a particular purpose. Written into sown into his spirit. To basically be a function for wickedness, for evil. Which is why it's not a mystery. So, you know, the world's put into his hands. What we had, evil is multiplied. And there's countless examples that go back to they would say evil is just brought back, multiplied again. That's telling us what? It's not even new things being done. It's bringing back ancient wickedness.
Like the scripture says, the Lord that created all things, James and the wicked, before the day. So he's only cyclical just like one day. So when he comes out, he just corrects every single thing. Like, you know, like we have brothers just going over the food, you know, even including the air. Everything that we have to rely on, he's correcting. And that's why the scripture talks about how Yahweh Shai, he's gonna have to make all things new. Like getting rid of this old shit. You gotta do it. Yeah, this is Revelations 21 and verse 1. And I saw new heavens and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away. And there was no more sea. Because the Lord is going to have to destroy this place. Yes, you know, to bring forth the scriptures and all this stuff so we can lay out. And eventually at the end so that we can live in paradise again. You know? And that's just the whole thing. Come full circle, we can live accordingly to as we should have been. That's all.
Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed on earth, at the time of the wicked shook, and the joy of his forlorn. Though his excellency mount unto the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. So, you know, yeah, this man has only got a short time. From the time we can see it last time. It's going to be fantastic, you know, just for us, for everybody. You know, as much as these other nations are illegal, they don't like us. They're just using it. As much as he uses them, they use them. He's giving them a little bit over us. So, as long as we're at home, they're cool.
Wondering enough, the world Esau don't like Esau. So it tells you the whole time their seed to basically be aligned for a season up until the time.
When invasion of Ukraine happened, everything was like, no, it's different because it's like blonde hair, blue eyes, children getting blown up. It's like, damn. Like you said the quiet part out loud.
When I heard them news,
Yeah, it was kind of wild.
yeah, I was just going to say, who's it there?
Job 30 and 5. They were just talking about Esau, Edom, the circle wagon, right? They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a fiend. So it's mentioned in the scripture about they're going to be done away with. I forget how the word in the verse. Yeah.
They shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. They shall be chased away.
Anyone's country, they would shooting off them. Getting out of them, man. Let me see she arrived, everything becomes to shit. They didn't like them being around. They said these ain't the type of people you let into your household. But now,
I was going to say, there's a drink on Israel that goes into the history of Europe and stuff, especially at the time. I think it was a big thing that's happened about the show of James in the manners, and it shows the Edomites in the praise in the bushes, and then half they chased back into the bushes. So that all that stuff's done.
It's like what the 13th tribe going into the state. Yeah, going into the state that they were in up in the mountains. They don't want to compete with, backward state. That's the thing. That's why. But then Esau's. That's why he's made it. Now that's ancient history. It was cavemen when it was hundreds of millions, 160 million years ago was when that was. Because why? He's just trying to separate himself. But then what's the reality? Shall not these take up parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him who increaseth that which is not his.
Yeah, because they took the land, which was the land of Gad, North American Indians. That land belonged to them. And forgot what it was called, man. Homeland Security, I think it was. They came as, right? But even legal problem before that. When he went over there, it was really the British that actually went into America and slaughtered the natives. It wasn't the Spanish. The Spanish, they came in. Hispaniola. They came in and they did the natives dirty over there, but primarily the British. They came over and just pretty much slaughtered all those people. And they're gonna get judged for that. Just based on that. And now the nations, they're reminding those white Americans what they do. I look back to 2010. We had on this morning, he was the president of Iran at the time, academic. And he was talking about how they trade young and everything. And they won't work out. Just something that don't lie.
He had a supreme hatred. That's why it was even like the last election. They were trying to not let him get back in office. They knew it was such a hard line. It says, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with fit plate.
No, it's just that on that debt. Now I don't know exactly what the debt is, but it's going to, I think, if you brothers can correct me, I think it's what, 33?
I think it's gone up. I think it might be 35 trillion by then. It goes up quick. Every time they do, because they did another spending, I think they did spending until December. So that there's not another government shutdown. So it will go up every time they do that. like, I think it went up by like 1.2 trillion last time. So, like, it used to be, that's a bit, imagine, it was in, after the 2008 financial crash, where it was like, they'll print the money like paper back then. That's been nothing compared to like post 2020.
What is it called? Quantitative easing?
Yeah, quantitative easing. Like they've been printing absurd money where now it's become standard. That's why the inflation is like people are normalized to it to where, you know, it's kind of it's insane. Says verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?
I mean, they're going to be spoiled. Ultimately, they've spoiled us. They've spoiled the nations that they've encountered. And basically, they're going to get their just due. Like the scripture says, for whatever man sow, that shall be also reap. You know, when a man shall receive for the wrong for that which he hath done, that's what Esau is going to get at the end of the day. Esau ain't getting no stuff. Like I remember years ago, Esau used to always convey this point to us and saying that we should forget about it and show him love. But now, you know, listen, man, there's no love for what you do. You know, my brother ain't gonna show me. You know what I mean?
They say, I remember they say like, oh, you know, you like thanking us for stopping slavery.
Yeah.
Stop slavery. Just thinking like proper, like what
You got started it, man.
Fuck thinking, man. I see man saying, it's like, oh, no, you see, like modern day slavery.
Hey, man.
In the book, they're gonna shop slavery.
They're trafficking and shit in the fucking period. It's like just all on the fucking fooling on people. Them being fed like chowder, you know, like milk, with water, and putting them in like, you know, cubicles and breakfast on top of each other. That's
Hey,
then it's the recompense. That's where they're like, no, we need to forgive and forget. That's the only reason that exists within Esau's lexicon. It's why when it applies to him, it's good for him.
I'm not going to continue. This is my hobby. Why should I stop? You know?
Well, it even says, you know, they render me weak. So swiftly and speedily, you know, return to my neck. And, you know, but, it says, because, verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Yeah.
Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
And the remnant is referring to us. We're going to be the ones to spoil all of that which is what makes up the nation. Just like they spoil us, like I said, you know, we're going to spoil them in the same way. We're going to choose worse than they treat us, but however, we're going to do it within the ramifications of the law. You know, we ain't going to go ape shit on them like they did us. Man. We ain't going to do it. That's crazy.
I was just going to give you a good touch again, man. With spiritual power, man.
And they cheat, man.
He says we shall meditate, our heart shall meditate terribly. We're going to have to really meditate on it. Okay, is that that's what we find out what the things in the thing. to use for your judgment. Because remember, we're going to have a rod to what? To bash them to get them right. So that means we're going to have a crown, a throne to sit upon. We're going to measure out judgment within our courts. Right? That's going to be the true courts of the Father. That's going to be our job. And that's why we're going to go subject to the you know, to get fucked with, whether we get hurt, whether we get but then you learn, because you can't react violently, you have to, oh, okay, I have to, it's mind games, right? How can I make you know I'm the wrong one to fuck around with? Like, how can I let you, what can I say, or what mannerisms can I convey to make you know, like, oh shit, maybe that wasn't a smart idea, you know? And then you learn different ways of judgment. Ultimately, the Heavenly Father's gonna do. We're probably gonna see these guys again when we go into the kingdom, but we're learning these things for the sake of being able to judge righteous judgment in the time of the end.
That's much more. Based on what you said, this is news. It says, let the saints be joyful. Psalms 149. Psalms 149 verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory, and let them sing aloud upon their beds. And let the higher praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute the vengeance upon the evil, and the punishments upon the people, to buy their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron.
That's the thing is right now. That said Esau hates Esau. You've got the average nobody Edomite that has no stock to say in society. Then like, you know, the elites want to enslave. But then the elites themselves, they're going to be, you know, it's makes it easy, you know, swirling wine and looking down on things. But the reality is they're going to be, you know, angels going to come through. The legendary chains, and then just line them up.
Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt generously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make kings to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
That's the thing is, it's a righteous thing to recompense them trouble. So as far as, you know, it's them being like their thing, them being like, look, we cease to do trip, like we're not, look, you're no longer in hardcore slavery, man. You should be happy, you should be glad we stopped. Like, but the reality is you know, there's a correction that needs to be done. That's then like there's a tab on the, you know, there's a bill on the table, and someone needs to pay the bill.
Somebody's got to pick it up.
That's not bad.
Like the GMS Memphis.
Right now, it just fucked us up and it just went way off into the source. The balances ain't balanced, right? It's not equalized. So you got, you know, we're supposed to speak about that blood that defileth the earth, you know, and all of that stuff. So you gotta get payback is different. So for the earth's frequency to go up, it's a necessary. Right? That Esau gets fucked up. Because when the earth is about the recompense, I mean, you can't have the kingdom of heaven operating, and my man just look to walk away like, no. You have to be punished. You know what I'm saying?
They won't, in their kingdom, they won't get the money. It could be 150 years old.
Well, yeah, the thing is,
Niggas be dead and they're still trying to put them on the trial. Bring
it to the courtroom. We have the
Holding
bones
court
of,
to the chest.
we have the bones of Jerome Malcolm.
So yeah, he looks
How
at
do you
white
feel?
woman the wrong way.
That's crazy.
It's like you said. He's got, when it's his court, when it's his job for the judgment, then it's like, yo, it's all good. He's like, yeah, you have that judgment. But then when it comes to the scriptures, when it comes to the truth, then it's just suddenly like, nah, forget about that. We don't deal with it. But then it's how much you understand that has control of the situation. It's like just as what was it? The Babylonians, man. When their judgment had been appointed, when the tool had been set, it's like, okay, we're gonna have the Medes come in and sweep the thing. Then it was set. It was like, well, they couldn't resist. And that's the same thing now. It's like, we're, as far as the thing is, it's because we're just men. We're just men out there. Like, if Esau wanted to, he could send a group squad and then just like, and then we're done.
But it doesn't mean that the Most High's purpose.
Man, it said in the scriptures, man, if these men, the Lord said, if these guys don't prophesy, the stones will break out themselves. So you think they're getting one up here and just finding quiet in their place. They can't speak no more. We're mouthpieces of the Heavenly Father. It's not us, it's Him. They're just going to say, all right, show them. But the parable speaks about that man when he gave the land out his garden, his land, and then they kept on these one, they robbed another, they did different things, and then when they saw the sun come to reclaim the land, they said, okay, this is air, if we kill him, we can have it. And that's what they did. But they didn't know that the Lord's going to come back. He's just going to come back and just say, okay, kill my son. What you going to do to you now? So, you're getting it messed up, thinking it's us, you're fucking. You're really getting against the Most High power. And the reason why we're here is because we're here through fear, man. Like the Prophet said before. This is coming out of fear. And we know from this camp, be like, rah, is that gonna be favorable? Is that sign that I need to be there?
The scripture says, for I was a little displeased that they forwarded the affliction. It wasn't Esau that did it. It was the Most High that used them.
Romans 12 and 19 says, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Vengeance is mine. That's why it's even for us, we're tools, even if, it ain't gonna happen. But let there be one of the elect where they're like, no, I don't want to take vengeance. The Spirit's gonna be put on them, but they're gonna be the perfect instruments and tools of vengeance. That's something that can't even happen.
Feeble among you shall be your baby. I'm sure a feeble man might think, I don't like the sight of blood. But you know what? Because of what I've been told and how I feel about it, I'm going to be told. But then look what's going to happen over. Raised up to where you're like praying to the whole time. Let's get great and keep choking and stuff like my nigga in big range in big west.
Oh yeah.
I'll go fix it. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end without honor? How is he numbered among the children of the Most High? How is he locked among, how and his lot is among the saints?
There's nothing. The whole earth of the nation. Now it's we are children. Reality. Now it's
It's going to be a mind fuck for me. Now we know she's talking about the grandma from Bush and all of that. So not every Israelite looks like a social black, Hispanic, or whatever. But the point is, when it's the worst day of planet Earth, people are going to be like looking like who's getting beamed up. It's like us.
Jesus!
Yeah, what's that movie, man? Shit, man. Nah, the one with Will Smith.
Oh,
Independence Day. Yeah, the people, the good ass people. Save us. Save us. And they got zapped, man. So it's like, back to the front, man. There's a certain men, women, and children that's going to go well for you. And the rest is just
And then the last one, oh, so that's why they were so spiritual. That's why they were so spiritual. They knew it alone.
It's like, now it's like when the Messiah passed on, right? That's when they all said, oh, so he is the son of the Messiah.
Yeah. There was an earthquake, then the renting of the temple, man. Yeah.
the saints came out the grave,
Yeah.
prophesied.
Yeah. Then it went on and lived with a full life. So you would have had, even years later, all when that's happening to the apostles. But my man died. I remember I used to go to his grave and give him flowers every week.
He's been walking around.
He's just walking around.
Right now.
I was here. He's drinking. He's getting broiled fish right now. Talking shit. I saw this fish over there. You know, like shit talking like what Jake would do, man. Hey.
That feeds into the school. The salvation. So far, that they had believed. Because again, you got that bullshit Christianity. It's like,
I think there was a no train. I think there was a couple Palestine
yeah, man, we had a scriptures speaking about the road coming on a horse, a white horse. They were actually painting pictures of the horse galloping, glittering.
On the van and come down.
Look for me on Rose. Look at me on the third day.
But even the chariots, man, that's pretty good.
That's gonna, yeah, that she posted on Rose. I remember in the cinema.
That's how the Lord was gonna come, man.
Chariots gonna take people by surprise, man. Because you got these alternative media, which most people turn towards now, UFO site. Regardless, people
Send it on the phone.
But they see it as like lights in the sky. But in every few years, off late, they're getting more apparent. Like, you see the defined shape of them and shit. But for the most part, it's just lights in the sky. When your house shine comes, like, it's going to be defined. You don't need to see, like, what the fuck is that?
It's going to be official.
Scripture says that the Lord shall defend them with chariots with silver and yellow gold. So how do you know that? Because you can see it at close observation. That's going to block it out.
Imagine how much of a sign.
shall be great. Remember, two men on the road after the Lord got killed, crucified, and then he was walking with them, and then he said, like, the scripture said, he made like you're gonna keep walking. So he said, the night is far spent. Come and stay in the house with us. And then he broke the bread and disappeared. And it's like it's only at that moment they realize, oh shit, he rose from the grave. So it's gonna be the same thing with like brothers. Like, you know, you could have people that used to chat shit about you, or even discuss you, family members that didn't believe he was into it. Right? Then the Lord could just happen when you see him. Then you disappear. Oh shit, my son was going to die.
But this is car. But this is what they forget.
Like just bugged out, like inconsolable.
You imagine the man trying to think like, I remember changing. Now we're like, hey, people forget it's different. Right now we're on the street with prophesying a downfall of this kingdom. Different things are gonna happen. Like you read the Acts of the Apostles, Saul even. His name went Paul in the time. Saul went from slaying, you know, the clothes of Stephen being put before him, the bloody garment being put before him, for a man that got even getting fucked up by, you know, for the sake of God. You had him doing nice. You had Peter, a man that denied the Lord 3 times, not once, not twice, 3 times. And the cock rose twice before he could do it. Before he did it 3 times. So wouldn't it click like, wait, cock rose, I denied the Lord. Shit, if I do it again, you know, like, he could have took time and said, wait, hold on, I'm fucking out. I know the Lord. I was saying I'm ready to go and die for it. You're not gonna die. He didn't do that. He fulfilled what was said. Then after that, what happened? He was given a portion. After he was built up in the spirit again, and his shadow was healed, which is crazy. You just imagine, he didn't even know. They ever touch him. He just walked by them and they were healed.
By the window, the shadow just come through and
back to life.
And that's why the scripture says, in the land he was brought to shame and our people praise him. So and that would have been
Scripture actually says that on the third time he denied the Lord, he was following like far behind. And on the third time his eyes looked outside. That's what happened.
I always think about how would that feel like to see the Lord. And that would really, because the way the Lord even spoke to him prior to that happening, he said that, but you know, because same desire to first people I pray for you. And once you rebuild the spirit, then you have to have the heart. So he has to be broken down.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And then, you know, because you can imagine, that's devastating. You were saying he was riding with the Lord, he was doing different things, moved to war with him. Yeah. And then you just said, nah, I don't know it. And they're saying, nah, that's transfiguration. Yeah.
Like you already done, you've been co-signed. Like you've been co-signed, you know he's co-signed.
There's a woman at the fire that looked
And then she was like, I know you was with him. Yeah. I wasn't with him. I mean, he was going to get he knew he was going to get techie. He said, listen, bitch.
Look at him, some stirred the pot like, man.
Sacrifices of the hour, our broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. And your power without despise. Yeah. So you have to be
Like the way I played that scene out of my mind, like how Shai would look at me, like really man. You know what I mean? Like he was angry at me. You know what I mean? But think of it, bro.
And it was necessary.
Necessary. Because he's watching the how Shai get roughed up. scripture says that they came to the garden with staves and knives and all kind of shit. You imagine they just roughing the Lord up. You know, and you just moments before saying, I'll die for you. Nice, you get fucked up in the night. You know, as you said, we just say that moment. That's why they say Christ didn't do it. As we said, like, Lord will bring us so low because you've got a position to say, bro, guys, she's not doing it.
That's necessary to be built back up. It's like, you know, what we're going to be built up to, that level of destruction is needed. The thing is Esau deals with that. When you go into his military, like you've got to go young, then the first phases is just about completely stripping away your individuality, your personality. You know, just screaming at you, you know, psychologically destroying you, then building you up in the structure they want.
And that's much given, much required. In order for us to get spiritual power, think about it. We're talking about having the Heavenly Father's Spirit taking over us, embodying it, being a soldier of war, right? A soldier of the Heavenly Father. Now, for you to have that, to be a vessel, obviously there's things you have to go through. So the type of person you have to get, you have to prove yourself to earn that. Now, when you deal with it, like, we're talking about, you know, healing people, destroying people, all right, measuring judgment out how the Spirit sees things. There's certain things you need to go through to be a person. And humble is one of the key attributes to have. You need to be a humble person.
You know, they say, listen, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
So you have to have that great discipline, man, to continue.
Even Muhammad himself, that's the holy example. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Said it. Now all power is given unto me in heaven and on earth. The Lord himself had to prove that, you know, he could speak about it. The first Adam, the second Adam. All this shit really started with the Lord. You know, but then the son, so at the end of it being the cooking spirit. So even he had to go before the Father and prove, pay that punishment. You know, and raise back up and said on the third day I will be perfected. He fucked his body up, he rose from the grave with the body being perfected. But overall, the Lord did what he had to do.
And that's what it's shown in the Old Testament. He was more than any other man. So he got the greatest reward. It's the greatest official.
I mean, who was he before lifetime of the Hour?
Yeah.
So he had an embarrassing, you imagine carrying up spiritual problems, even though he wasn't subject to no grave death or nothing like that. You're the son of the Most High. Go up there, you're like,
I just always feel bad.
looking over to the left-hand side, I'm praying to you, man. Pussy, acting away. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that on his spirit. When he goes back down, he's like, I ain't safe. I'm on to you. You ain't playing with me now.
And that's what she says that the resurrection is good. You get the judgment that's going to happen next time you come back. Yeah, so when you get there, like, you know, the Lord is just free enough to what's going to happen to you. Head down.
Yeah.
What else can you say? You're not going to be before the throne of the Heavenly Father trying to justify yourself. That's what she's saying. If I justify myself, if I say my ways are straight, my actions are fucking wicked. So you put the spirit from after worshiping demons. And you know, come on, like Satan was having a time up there.
Yeah.
See?
In the Holy Land. And you can go imagine it like this. Where I think about that, before I come to the truth, I was doing certain things. And it's like, Satan was laughing like, what? And that's the thing that, you know, torment you. Sometimes, you know, when you go through the seasons of the scripture, you say, you do that shit. Don't say anything in the scripture. imagine when Israel goes, the storm came down to test him. Bring the scripture. He's trying to, you might even see them things knowing that it's a beeline for top of the country. The Lord thinks the life of the Lord or done something. He knows
Ephesians 2:2, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in time past, in the lust of the flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. But the Most High, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, hath quickened us together with Yahushua. By grace are ye saved. We are going to mess up. And we don't worry. That's it. We don't worry, not at all, but it's just a fact.
Even if you, it's like what
Oh, mostly.
You can look at the same they don't worship, they don't renounce like Father, but they don't do no sin. So you can only imagine, we praise the Most High. We ain't no vessel where we say, clean, you know what I mean? Our righteousness is filthy righteous.
Even the angels, it charges angels for you.
Yeah.
They're beings that are made to do the will of the Father. The Heavenly Father still looks at them sideways. That shows you how holy the Lord is.
And we are those main angels that are charged with really change the darkness. The way even other angels look at us and say, damn, that's really, how's that much dark? Yeah.
And that's the fucking legendary forces fighting against the flesh. Like you're thinking that's the sheer stupidity to think like, no sin. Like bro, you're like supreme angels are being brought into subjection underneath you. Like the highest orders are just being brought down to just you're like they're just homeless on the street.
Yeah.
Shitting on themselves, pissing on themselves, getting like smoking through drugs.
It's funny. Angel Michael and Yahushua was actually praying to say like, you see him did a prayer. But he said, no, I was fighting to get this guy to compromise his mindset. I'm doing like a serious with that this guy was strong minded. That shows you now not what
Was not even willing to do that. That's it's like, bro, that's the thing, it's like the left hand side as well. That shows Esau's prominence. Because like imagine he's infinite, like bro, you could like some motherfucker in the desert of the Sahara will deliver a mobile phone into their hands. They're gonna be inviting spirits are gonna be telephone translating well to come to them.
Funny because why I hesitate other than I was out there in the week, I was waiting, the bus crossing the border. I was waiting and I'm kind of waiting to get somewhere. And then this fucking homeless guy out of nowhere just run, and just run out. And then someone was like, don't worry, it's going to come. The guy just goes like, he goes like,
Omdat de bouw wordt, hè? Dat is
everything.
niet meer vroeg.
You know, because I looked at it, I said, like right now, bro, we're about to lose. I'm just pressing it. Like, fucking hell, man. That's what serious, you know, full control. Make my move.
Is there another one where there's a raffle that's a couple of other people out? So this what you say is when you wrestle against flesh and blood. You know what I mean? Even the angels are going up against the demons to make shit happen, man.
But then that's this. I realized. Well, I think it's the sleep paralysis. That demon. That became like I don't know what. Maybe like the last 5, 7, 8 years, something like that. Everyone started talking about it. Then everyone said like, yeah, sleep paralysis demons. So I had someone telling me a story about it, saying like, yo, he was there, he was trying to move, and he was out of his body, he could see himself, and then something was holding him down, he was trying to move. I'm like that. I was like, so people have been. And the thing is this is just people talking about it. Right. So people have been getting tormented in these ways, and they might not even know.
It's like, I just when you're saying, I'm thinking about even the Hour Shai. The scripture says, in 3 places, the self-same hour they were healed.
Yeah.
So what if it's like 55 minutes later? You know what I mean? You can't say demon at the soul. The demon's trying to hold on. I'm not letting go.
Like, y'all got a job to do.
The Lord's gone to the next town like 58 minutes later, this guy's still bugging out.
Yeah. But that really it shows you that faith, man. If someone can sit there and say, see, I need the word of the Lord, then yeah, I'm good. Then tomorrow they will pass the same day, beautiful. Wait, you go. Do it for the seal, buying some bread or whatever, and, you know, having a conversation.
The thing with that is what the people would just pat their hand and go, oh, it's just chance.
Yeah.
Just, oh, you know. Like, oh, you ain't a good man. Like, bro, that's it. Even for that to heal requires. Romans 7:14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For that I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that I do. You don't know where else gonna be able to get it correct. But yeah, that what which I hate, I do. And it's like that's the, you know, power of the chains of darkness. Like you wouldn't even. Sometimes you'll even be planning out. Just remember, okay, yeah, this Shabbat comes in this time. Okay, we need to plan this. You plan everything ahead. We're going to do something. Then, like, you know, it comes in, you might just completely slip your mind and use me like, oh shit. And and it's like, damn, it's kind of fucked up. It's like, there'll be various things where those things can happen. It's like, you don't kind of, like, even with some people, you can take action ahead of time to avoid it. But other times, you're fucked. A good example would be with the food. We can only do, you know, our best. Because what was it? The Tesco came out and said, yeah, there was horse meat in the beef. So you might not even know. You might think, yeah, I kept it. So, like, you know, you're thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna keep the law perfect. You might think, yeah, I didn't send English shit. You got like, man, horse meat just in the back of your throat, man. It's like, no. But that's how fucking food is. And where we are as well. This is, you know, an externalization of all that cooking. Whereas, it's just, you know, everywhere you go, bro, it's like if you go past anyone's house and you smell them cooking, half the time you're smelling something foul, man. So you walk past like those exhaust fans, and you're just like, oh, they're cooking bacon. Or they're cooking some kind of deep sea creature.
I remember we're one of the wild frogs, man, on one of the city states. So you have a lot of like a lot of the record labels from Asia, with all the big entertainers across the pond in, you know, Babylon. They usually come up there. So they'll do like a gala dinner, and they'll come up there. And they're really coming over there. every day. Because I remember I used to, when we used to way off the end a couple of years ago, like maybe a bit plus, it used to be a certain station, once I get past that mark, because I had a headache, like experience, depressed. Remember we used to talk about it, like, once you get to this station, it's just feels like, yeah. And it's funny because now I've been living in the city for like maybe the last 10 years or so. But I miss being in the States. I remember if I put through a park, and just chill and go back. Yeah, like one car would go past the man, like the aero car go past the house and be like, oh shit, someone's away. Like it was like that. So there's a big vibration.
But it's funny you say that, right? Because I used to live in the room. Every time you would come down here, you could feel the anxiety, the pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you feel it.
I can't lie. Now I'm climbing, like I kind of, okay, it's noisy,
Because even it's like being in the city as well, it's like the fast moving fast, like if you're behind someone at like a train station or something like that,
I feel always saying fucking tourists, because I know this shit is what, when you're moving fast. But that's really, ain't really meant to be like that, but that's the way it is. That's a light way of showing that there's the Holy Spirit will put you down. That's working.
and that's something. The thing is, people come and they revel. That's what I love going to London. I love it. I love going to this. They'll go down to like Victoria and Hospital or something. Go to these different spots. It's like, especially when concerts. That's a whole vibration. There's a whole different vibe. That's what they go for. You have on a smaller scale, on a bigger scale. When you have the big ones, where you see people being by themselves.
Than the sun, yet the light thereof faileth, and the flesh of blood will imagine the people like my brother is going into how the flesh has a spirit to it, right? It has like a demon on it, and basically that's what it is. It's just drawing, it's just some sort of a demon. It's definitely because you can't call yourself being ultimate righteous. It's impossible.
Yeah, that's the degree of power it has to where
That's,
I know, that's
So yeah, leave it there. Say praise to your hour. I want to see apostles and elders, members. Shalom. We'll do that next week. Someone on there saying chocolate boys.